Be important, yeah.
Okay,
You
it's
got to do a
recording.
4-hour retake.
Well, we were gonna hard cap at 10, but 2 a.m. baby, here we come.
Yeah, let me just make sure it's recording. Okay.
See, it's gonna take forever to render.
Your deaths were very sudden. You don't remember what happened since then. You don't remember what has been going on for the past little bits, but you do remember the moment that the light within you ceased. For each of you, it was different. Bernard Ilowan, how did you die?
I was tracking out in the woods as I usually do, hunting down my prey, and the prey got to me first. A bear came up behind me, and before I was able to react, it took me down. There I went.
Okay. Jimson Crank, what was the moment you died?
I don't mean to get too dark with you, but I took my own life after a few days after an accident.
Mm-hmm. Ivanora, how did you die?
Fiery and violence in a public burning done by the guards a city over.
Mm-hmm. Now, since then, as I said, you don't have any recollection of what happened, but what you do know is you wake up on basically birthed in this very subtle is definitely not the correct term, very obvious heat around you. There's this large vent of just pluming fire and ash just kind of spraying into your face a bit, but as you open your eyes finally, you see two other people around you. Basically to say you all wake up together. You take a look at the environment around you. You see rocky crags spiring up into the sky. You see this dark, pluming cloud of smoke constantly overhead. You see what seems to be ruins with constant writings in what seems to be blood just about everywhere. You feel this constant sense of dread and sorrow as you open your eyes. And the first thing that you see when you open is to a cliff face slightly to the left of you. You see a mirror, a very reflective surface, or what would be a mirror, but very sort of crude. What do each of you look like? We'll go ahead and start with Bernard.
Well, I'm a pretty rugged fella. Spend most of my time outdoors. I've got some shaggy brown hair and a beard that looks like it needs some trimming. Hangs down a little bit. I have a pretty hefty cloak on me that covers most of my body. And there's a bow and arrow you can see, draped around my. Well, at this point, it's probably laying in the ground. And that's him. He's pretty nondescript.
Mm-hmm. Jimson, what do you see in the mirror?
I look up at myself and I look like a little bit of a wreck. I've got a few days of unshaved hair on my face, bags under my eyes, the white t-shirt that I've been wearing for I don't really know how long. It's pretty stained, and my hair is greasy and knotted. As I look up at the mirror, I look down at myself, sit down on the ground, set to my side the pistol that I have with me. It's an old German Mauser, and I pull out a small flask, check and see if there's anything in there. It's probably not.
There is I'd say about a fourth of very, very rough whiskey.
I'd take a nip of it and I set it back. Just stare at myself in the mirror for a second.
Evanora, what do you see?
Out of context, do we start with the armor on or no?
We'll say you start with the armor you would have. Yes.
Okay. Well, You see, she's 40, but on the looking like the older side of 40. A very tired old face of an old woman who has seen a lot in her day, but not enough to put her to her end, at end's wit, so to speak. It's an old woman's face that has seen a lot. Her eyes are a little whitish, which is a little off-putting to most. However, her hair is a thin, wispy ash color.
Okay. Now, as you were sort of focused on the mirror and you take a moment and look around at your surroundings, there is quite a bit of evidence towards it is decently obvious to say you are in some sort of underworld and very likely hell. As you immediately look around and sort of catch your bearings, you see quite a few individuals in your immediate vicinity. It seems as if they're all sort of walking around aimlessly. They all have sort of ragged clothes. They're all sort of, communicating with each other very slightly. But the one thing you notice that they all have in common is there is a very lackluster tint to their eyes, to almost a sort of opaque, a sort of opaque cream to them.
Okay.
So we got the mirror in front of us and got all these guys around us. Can we see anything off in the distance?
So you see a very rugged and rocky sort of set of stairs going slightly upwards over to it's hard to tell what it is through all the sort of ash and smoke, but from what you can hear, there seems to be some sort of moving fluid going off in the distance. And all around you, it's just quite a few of these individuals, as I said, just sort of aimlessly wandering around. And it's a very, very large cave, but there is no ceiling.
You said they're kind of like communicating. They seem intelligent then, or are they like just kind of husks wandering around?
It seems as if they are almost kind of like slight nods and an occasional word or two, but it seems like they are very trained. It seems like they would be capable of communication, if that's what you're asking.
Okay.
Well, I look over at the man next to me, Bernard. Even though I don't know that yet, and I kind of just move my arm over, hold out my flask, and just kind of motion towards him.
He looks at you for a second, and a small smile creeps over his face, and he grabs it, takes a swig, passes it back, and says, "My name's Bernard. What about you?" I'm kind of looking around, and the third person near us, I kind of motioned the question towards her as well.
Evanora. Is this hell, I suppose? The hellscape we've been promised?
Well, fire, brimstone, all kinds of people seem fucked in the head. It's always what Preacher Tommy always described it like, so I assume so.
I expected more, but I suppose nothing ever holds up to the readings.
What, this ain't fucking enough? Oh, excuse my mouth, ma'am.
It's fine.
Excuse my mouth, God.
Given the circumstance, I think it's more than justified.
Well,
no demons about, just husks. Just these shriveled up shriveled creatures.
I'm gonna stand up and just like go walk over to one of them and be like, "Where are we?" Just flat out ask it and see what happens.
um, are you talking about a specific location in here, or are you a new arrival?
New arrival, just woke up.
Well, all evidence, the fires around us, the constant longing feeling. This is about as close as to hell as you can get, if it isn't.
All right. Well, their way out.
A silly question to ask a husk, I believe.
May as well try. Somebody's got to know if it exists.
I wish.
True.
I miss my family. I know I wasn't the best, but I just wish that I did more. But looking back, I belong here.
Well, that makes one of us. Well, I'm gonna go find an exit or some form of safety in this escape, I suppose. I look around. Are there any divots in the cave walls, or does it just really like go on forever?
As I had mentioned, there's a sort of rocky and rugged staircase kind of
Mhm.
going up towards an opening over over between a few of the crag peaks.
Okay.
It looks like a place to start.
Is there how do I say this? Is there anything that looks like it might be protecting it?
What do you mean protecting?
I mean,
Oh,
a
like a
staircase.
gate or something?
Yeah. So the staircase out of hell seems a little too on the nose. Evanora, being a bit of a witch, has like some sense that these things are always a little more complicated than walking out the front door.
From what you can tell, and just from a first glance, it is kind of obvious that it isn't a staircase out of hell. It is
Hmm.
obvious that there is sort of like a plateau, like not too far in the distance.
Yeah.
But it's not a big staircase either. It's just basically a means of getting out of this specific area.
I say, well, if you all would like to stay, I suppose you can, but I'm going to see where that staircase goes. After all, I can assume the best way out of a fiery cave and a lake of fire is, well, up, right? Heaven ascends, hell below, whatnot. I begin like, I'm like an older woman here, so I'm just gonna like start walking over casually.
Something like all that.
Sure.
And I'm gonna start heading to. We stand around here. I'll give my husk friend a pat on the back on the way out.
Kind of get on up and start making my way with them.
And as you continue forward, Jimson, as you're sort of leaving this area, you notice there's something oddly familiar about this group of people, and you don't think you've met any of them, but there's something almost nostalgic about them. And as you're walking forward,
Taking a look at it.
you
Oh,
notice
go ahead.
as you continue forward, you notice your vision blurs just very slightly for a moment. I'd say about 5 seconds. And then you come to, and your vision's crystal clear again.
I for a moment I think about taking a look at and figuring out, but I keep my eyes down. I reach down, take my flask, and take a nip. Catch up with the others. I say, "Hey, if you don't mind me asking, where y'all from? I don't quite recognize your accents."
I come from a smaller village in southwest Germany, Greens Cove.
Mm. You're German?
Yes.
I
And
spent most yeah. I spent most of my life up north, so that's where I've stayed in the. Is this real world?
Yeah.
Okay, in the northern parts of Norway and Sweden.
a Swede.
Mind the accent? It's muddled.
Yeah. Well, I'm from Kentucky, a little town called Brooker.
American.
Yeah, my name's Jimson. I figure we should at least know each other if we're gonna be traversing the underworld together. But yeah,
Well, what's that old American song as it goes? If you're going through hell, keep on going.
I don't know that one.
I believe it went. The road to hell is paved with good intentions. Yeah.
I suppose it is too on the nose for the current moment, but it does have
Yeah.
irony, I suppose.
But yeah, let's get moving. I'm not sure. I kind of half glance back at the group and say, I'm not sure I want to stick around this particular part. Not that I'm certain we're gonna make it too far, but
Well,
fuck it.
Nothing to do but try.
I was about to say idle hands are the devil's playthings, I suppose, right? on the topic of old devilish sayings.
Yeah. Let's climb those stairs.
All right. And these stairs really not going up vertically past, I'd say about 20 feet. Every single step you take is just draining. It's just incredibly. You feel very tired. You feel very weary just even taking each individual step. But you reach the top of the staircase, and what you see. I'll go ahead and bring you guys over here. What you see immediately in front of you is a long rope bridge connecting two of these sort of large cliff faces. Directly underneath, you're just blasted with this large vent of heat as you sort of slightly look over. Directly beneath you is just fire, brimstone, and molten lava, just all cascading through this sort of crevice. Directly in front of you, you see this rope bridge, this with a fair number of footholds that all seem a bit all seem a bit unsteady, but overall, you think it might be traversable.
Hey, somebody pinch me and I hold my arm out.
Pinch you?
Yeah.
Kind of look at Evanora.
I reach over and pinch him quite hard.
Does it hurt?
It hurts a
It
little
hurts.
bit, yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, just wanted to make sure it's hell. Didn't know if we could still feel very much.
Yeah.
I feel like, and excuse me, I never believed much in it, but I feel the whole point of hell is to feel things quite intensely.
Yeah, I reckon that's the point. But you never know. Gotta try to look at the bright side.
It's fair.
And, who's going first across this bridge?
But before you do, can I take a moment to inspect the bridge and make sure it's not going to fall apart on the first step? Make sure the straps are going to hold and the planks aren't just going to crumble.
Absolutely. Would you like to make an investigation check?
Sure.
And if you want to go ahead and do that and roll 20, just to make it a bit
Yeah.
easier, I think it's exclamation point roll. Then
I believe it's dash roll. Yeah.
Oh, I think it changed.
Is there a chat box enrolled? Oh, now I see it.
I got a 20.
All right. You notice that if you were to go across this bridge without any prior knowledge, you would very likely fall. Some of the wooden footholds on the bridge, you can tell are sort of rotted and weakened to their core. You can You can see that there is a very slight rope support underneath, but it is very frayed and very decayed. You can tell that there are certain spots in the bridge and seemingly to the point where you could traverse through the bridge unimpeded if you continue carefully.
I look. How long is this? What's more than 60 feet, right?
Yeah, and let me go ahead and just measure that out for you.
Okay, yeah.
I'd say it's about 40. So 40 feet without solid ground and 55 feet like to get to the other side.
I pull out my bag, the stuff that I guess that I got buried with, right?
Yeah.
And you guys see this white silken rope. I say, I'm going to solve this problem a little bit here. And I whisper a word to it, and it moves and holds itself across the bridge and ties
What the
itself
hell?
to the other end. And then I tie the rope here. It's a rope of climbing. It's an artificer thing.
How the fuck do you do that?
That's pretty impressive, not gonna lie.
In my day, I was a witch of little renown, mostly a potion seller and a herbalist. However, I've dabbled in a few things.
The fuck?
Huh.
Apparently, I don't think that's what sent me here. However, that
Fucking occult ass Germans. Okay, let's fucking go.
All
kind
right.
of chuckle, and
I'll,
the rope has tied itself to the other end. Does the other end look stable, like the spot I might be able to tie it at?
Here.
I'll go ahead and give you the tell if Jimson wants to share this information. That you can tell
Yeah.
that the rocks on the other side do look very stable and in lane. If you were to try to tie it to any part of the bridge, it might not,
Work.
be as stable enough. But if you were to tie it to one of those rock peaks, it would hold fast.
Perfect. As long as it's 60 feet in range, I can do it.
Okay.
I'll tell her to not use the bridge, and I'll say well, thank you for that, ma'am. I should probably go first. I'll mark out the places where it's safe to step, and I'll make sure to keep a hand on your special rope so that I don't die.
Please do. It would be a shame so close to meeting each other.
Yeah.
And after all, I think a friend here is worth 1,000 in the elsewhere.
Probably. Well, shit. I'll take a piece of I don't know if there's a especially dark colored piece of sulfur around, but I'll take something to maybe mark slats where it's safe to step, and begin making my way, keeping a tight hold on the rope, on the special rope.
Absolutely. I will say with your investigation alongside Evanor's rope, I'm probably not going to make you do a specific roll. You just know the bridge too well by this point. You guess if you were to try to communicate it to them, it wouldn't be as effective, but you get across, no worry.
Well, I use the coal to mark the spots that are safe to step on.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
That'll with everything in mind, it'll give them
Gotcha.
advantage and a pretty low DC. It's just
Gotcha.
with everything you did, there's no problem at all.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah, I make my way
Okay.
downtown, walking fast.
All right.
Face past, I'm homebound.
I guess I'll go ahead and track right behind him and stay in the spots he marked and keep my hand on the rope at all times.
Okay. Then go ahead and make a dexterity check with advantage.
Dexterity, that's a +3. So roll. How do I 1D? Or no, it's 2D. That wasn't it. I don't know. It's +3. I'm just gonna roll right here. That is a 16.
All right, fantastic. And easily enough, you look at the sort of sulfur black marks that Jimson had placed on each of those specific ones that are safe to stand on, and you very, very nimbly sort of step across them as you're holding on to Evanor's rope and make it to the other side without any issue.
Excellent. And I will just as well do the same thing, I suppose. And yeah. So I got to roll.
Yes.
It's advantage and it's dash.
Yes. Well, slash.
Slash. Oh, sorry. Wasn't sure. Haven't used this thing in a minute. So it's gonna be. Yeah, I got a 20. I'm good.
Yep. And just the same, despite your older body, you are easily able to keep hold of the footholds and make your way across.
All right. I whisper a word back to the rope, and it unties and travels back to me.
All right, sounds good. And what's everyone's passive perceptions?
9.
12.
Mine is a 13. No, 15. 15.
Okay. I will say, Bernard, you weren't really able to notice this too much before because it was something about the cave, something about all the smoke that was nearby. But you notice in the vast distance, it's weird. It doesn't seem like there is any source of it, but there seems to be a hint of yellow light sort of radiating forward. It seems to be affixed to just a certain spot, but you can't tell if it's coming from one particular place. It's just there.
Okay. I'll point out the light to my friends here, and I'll say, I'm not sure where exactly we're going, but strange lights that seem to be originating from something might be a good start, don't you think?
Curious. Yes, I agree.
Sure. Yeah. Let's yeah.
All right.
Get her done.
Yeah, I guess we walk over that way a bit. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Start making our way.
As you continue forward, you walk into what seems to be a cave in this specific crag. Incredibly high ceilings, but very sort of dark directly above you because the main source of light in this chamber is this large hole directly in the center of the room. It too is emanating the fire and brimstone and lava, this massive heat that is just constantly. You are constantly sort of sweating. You're in this constant state of being just mildly uncomfortable. But it is surrounding this room, and the light seems to be beckoning to you on the other side. With Bernard's passive perception, you look up, and as I mentioned, the darkness of the ceiling, there seems to be a very three very sort of rigid appendages, and they seem to be slightly hairy at times, just kind of twitching just above you on the ceiling.
As soon as I notice this, I grab both my friends real quick and I point up at it and say something tells me that's gonna come out at us if we try to go too far. And I don't know if they can see it, but I definitely can. I assume if I point it out, they can too.
Yeah, now that you had mentioned it, and now that you're specifically focusing on it, you notice these 3 large spiders seemingly suspended by one leg directly above you on different sides of this sort of pit. And it seems as if right when you look up and sort of kind of point to them where they are, they looked, you see these sort of red eyes on each of them immediately glare just directly into your soul. And you notice they start screeching this small sort of guttural and as they do, their leg is seemingly unsuspended and all of them fall to the ground. If I could have you guys roll initiative for me.
Ooh.
I don't know. How do you add to the roll? How do you roll on, like, if you want to type?
So you do what I'm doing without the period.
Okay.
Okay. So
Okay,
there we
so
are.
let's see. Jimson, can you roll again for me?
All right. Almost as high.
Okay. Okay, let's see. And oh, never mind. That works out. Okay. Immediately as these spiders sort of fall down from the ceiling, just sort of getting their bearings on the ground, you notice there's this very large aching bruise on their sort of one of their hind legs. Jimson, you are very quick to act. You're at the ready. What do you do?
Immediately I pull my pistol and I'm gonna move right here, up in kind of in front of the group and fire off a couple shots at it. And I'm gonna yell, "Get you, too many-legged son bitch!"
You were firing at that one?
Yeah, I'm gonna use my menacing attack. Well, I guess I do that when I hit with an attack, but so we'll see. But 1 second. See, I have +7. All right. How do I have a +7? That's confusing. How the fuck? I should have a +5, shouldn't I?
Something about Battlemaster?
It's
There's
something
something about your
Battlemaster.
feet.
Yep, no, it's something about Battlemaster. I'm just a smart son of a bitch.
The archery fighting style would have given it to you.
Yeah. 24.
That easily hits. You can go ahead and roll damage for me.
Is there a initiative counter? Or do you just have it written down?
Oh, I just have it written down.
Okay.
And like I said, I'm using menacing attacking, trying to scare it away with the shots. So it needs to roll a wisdom save against a DC 13.
Okay.
And it's
All right.
1d10 plus 1d8 plus 3. Roll 1d10 plus 1d8 plus 3. It's 14 damage.
All right. As this sort of shot rings out, you see this spider recoil a bit as just as this bullet just goes directly into its side. It sort of stretches back a bit, seemingly not directly affected by what you were trying to do, but definitely.
All right. Well, I'm just gonna stay where I'm at then.
Okay. And it is another spider's turn as it just sort of immediately got down to the ground and is just going to start like directly going towards you, Jimson, but is unable to do anything for the time being. It is now this spider's turn as it's going to sort of crawl along the wall a bit to get over there quicker, but gets just about right there. And let's see, Bernard, it is your turn.
All right. Let's see. See this spider right here, and I am going to use my bonus action and cast Zephyr Strike, which will give me advantage on my next attack. That's not what I did. And I'm going to use the sharpshooter feat and shoot at the one Ratcher. So I'm going to take a -5, but I have advantage on it, so it's a +2. That's going to be slash roll. 2d20. Oh, that's not what I do. There we go. One of those is a 20. Is that hit?
Absolutely, that hits. You can go ahead and roll that very large amount of damage.
Yeah, it's going to be +3. I take it +10, so it's a +13. So roll 2d8. 1d8 coming from Zephyr Strike plus 13. Did I mess it up? I think I messed up. Roll 23 damage on that one.
God damn.
Okay.
Although-
And as this arrow strikes true, you hit it basically directly between the eyes. The arrow sinks directly into its face and it lashes out and it screeches. It seems like it is just on its last legs, but it is still standing.
All right.
I do have a question real fast. Does your your spell manifest in any visible way?
It does. It does not on my person until the arrow flies, and when it does, you see a greenish silvery streak kind of coming after it. It's almost like there's something surrounding the arrow as it flies.
Gotcha.
Pierces in. And yeah. Yeah, that'll be my turn.
Okay. And Evanora.
Excellent. What I will do is with the spider closest to us, I'm going to, let's see. I will Ray of Frost it, so I'll explain how it manifests real quick. Well, suppose I should roll first, right?
Mm-hmm.
Go and do that. All right, that's gonna be +4, so slash roll. That's a 23 to hit. Yep. All right, cool.
It doesn't hit. Yeah, no, it hits.
No.
Get
You see
fucked.
me mutter a few words, and you see I hold up my hand, and a frigid beam of blue-white light streaks towards the creature, and you see a frost hit its fur, carapace, whatever it is. Let's see. Let me roll damage.
It's ass.
8 damage, and its speed is reduced by 10 until the start of my next turn.
And which one did you hit again?
The one closest to us.
Okay. Its speed is actually reduced to 0. You sort of shoot out. You sort of trace these sigils in the air that are very sort of that you're very sort of accustomed to, and this seemingly slight bit of respite in this huge fiery cavern. There's just this bright and cold glow directly on your palm as it shoots out. You see this spider just gets knocked aside the face and just falls to the ground lifeless and trembling.
Cool.
All right. And is that all for your turn?
Yeah, I'm just gonna stay here. You guys, for the first time might notice this, but there's a very tiny, like a tiny flying vial with tiny wooden hands flying on my shoulder. It's the first time you've ever seen this. First time it's come out. But yeah,
Okay.
if you're looking at me, I suppose you'll notice.
Yeah. Okay.
I wasn't looking at you.
I don't think anyone really is. Well, maybe they are now, but
Okay, so now it is this spider's turn. As it's sort of staggering back from the bullet, it immediately looks at you and just shrieks. And as it does, it is going to attack Jimson, who had very kindly hit it in the face with a bullet, or in the side with a bullet.
That's what I do.
What's your armor class?
Fuck, let me check. 13.
Okay, so it is going to strike true with its fangs. You see these as it opens its mouth, just bits of saliva just getting at you, and it just chomps down directly on your shoulder. Can you make a Constitution saving throw for me as you take 7 piercing damage?
It's 4. It's 10.
Okay. It is going to hit you with 5 poison damage as you just feel this venom sort of cause a slight paralysis in your shoulder a bit. And you sort of recoil it off after a bit, but it definitely left a mark. And it is now Jimson's turn again.
I kind of like swing my arm, which hangs limply, and like switch my gun to my other hand and say, fucking piece of shit. And I'm gonna shoot him.
You do it without proficiency because it's in your offhand. No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
Let's see. Roll 1d20 plus 7. It's crit. And
Wow.
I'm gonna use my trip attack, so he needs to make a strength saving throw.
Okay. What does he have to beat?
13. Now I have a question. How are you doing crits for this? Because for every DM I have a different way of doing crits. I don't fucking know.
Roll twice as many dice for as many dice there are in the attack.
Gotcha. 2d10 plus 2d8 plus fucking 3. That's 31 damage.
Okay.
By the way, I forgot to mention I do shoot it in the spider kneecap.
That
That's
would make
how
sense.
I'm doing trip attack. Yeah.
I will say, as you sort of toss the gun to your other hand, sort of recoiling back from the poison, you just aim directly at where its leg is sort of positioned and bent, and you shoot it right in the joint. And you notice as the bullet flies through, it actually hits the other 3 as it's going back. Just directly taking them off, and the spider just sort of falls down to one side, just completely lifeless and drained.
You dirty faggot fuck. It's having my turn.
Okay. Let's see. And with that, this spider is actually going to, you see it just kind of rear up a bit. And you see it shoots this very slimy bit of web directly at Evanora. Evanora, go ahead and. Oh wait, never mind. It has to hit first.
Okay.
Yeah, so it does hit. Let's see.
I have a 16 AC. Just let me know.
It still did hit. You are currently restrained.
Okay.
And with that in mind, it is going to move closer. Let's see. And Bernard, it is your turn.
All right. It doesn't look like I can pick up my figure, but I would like to position myself over here. It's on, I believe it's this tile. Yeah, I think it's pretty close to that. Yeah, that's fine. I'd like to go there, and then I'm just going to take an action and shoot an arrow at it.
Okay, go ahead and roll it. Oh,
We'll knock on the sharpshooter feat for this one as well, but no Zephyr strike.
okay.
That's a 7.
All right. You see the spider noticing what had happened to the other two. It was kind of ready to sort of dodge something out of the way as you the arrow flies through the air, and you can see the spider just sort of directly duck underneath it just in time. And
That'll be my turn.
gotcha. Evanora, you can make a strength check to get rid of the webbing. I think restrained. Does it keep you from attacking? It does not keep you from attacking. You can also hit the web to try to get out of it, or you can just get out of it by being strong enough.
Sorry, but you did it. Does it keep me from attacking?
It does not keep you from attacking.
Okay, well, okay. I need to calm down, bud. If that is the case, then I will go ahead and seeing as I'm in no immediate danger, I'm going to let loose another Ray of Frost. 18. Does that hit?
Okay. Yep, that hits. You can go ahead and roll some damage.
Another 8 damage, and immediately after my turn is over, I'm my what is it called? My homunculus will go ahead and also do an attack.
Okay. So can it do that at range? Does it have to walk up there?
It's ranged. It's ranged. Got a 30-foot range.
Okay.
So let me roll for that.
Do I need a token for the homunculus, or is it just going to be right beside you?
No, it's just going to be on my shoulder. I'm not moving it anywhere. You
Sounds
might need
good.
a token later, but it's not a big deal. So yeah, it. Oh wait, hold on. Hold on. It says spell attack modifier. Is that include proficiency bonus or no?
It would include proficiency bonus, but I'll let you know with your roll that does not hit.
Did not hit.
Yeah, the sort of cold spike whizzed through the air, and it was just dodging, Bernard's arrow, and it gets sunk into the side with this ice spike. And as it looks over, it sees the homunculus gearing up and getting to attack, but it dodges out of the way of that one.
Yeah, the homunculus like shoots a little. I would like to flavor it to look like it's shooting like a potion at it, almost like a small. It's like a literal vial with wings, So.
Oh yeah, like
But
a
it will do force damage whenever it lands.
Like a small vial of like acid or something, or just like a bit of acid. Yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah.
Ab.
But
Yep.
it misses, so yeah.
Yeah, so it does miss, and you can see just kind of it sort of starts to dissolve some of the rock on the other side of the canyon. And Jimson, it is your turn again.
All right. Well, let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I'm gonna move right here.
Okay.
Just around the side of them. I'm going to actually wait. I'm trying to remember if the feat I have lets me not take disadvantage from being in his fucking face. That's the other one. Shit. Well, never mind. Hold up.
You want to be like right here?
I was right. Where the fuck was I? I was right. Where the fuck? I was right there. Okay. 5, 10, 15, 20. Wait, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Yeah, right there works. Actually,
Yeah, I'll
one
put
to the left. Yeah,
Yeah,
right there, right
I'll
there.
put you right there so you can be flanking if you want.
Yeah. And then I will take a shot, and yeah, I'll do that. And you said this was flanking?
Yep.
All right. +7. That looks like a hit.
That hits. You can go and roll
Uh,
damage for me.
And I'm gonna use my fuck it's called. My goading attack. So he has to make a wisdom saving throw. On a failure, he has disadvantage on all attack rolls against targets other than me until the end of my next turn.
Okay.
Say, hey, you fucking little, I don't fucking know. And I'll roll damage. +1d8 plus fucking 3. It's 13 damage.
All right. As you sort of taunt it towards you, it sort of looks directly at you, just finishing, dodging the volley of projectiles that was coming its way. It looks directly behind it and gets met with a bullet just directly to its side. It squeals back a bit and then looks to you with this vile sort of anger in its eyes. And
Try you, hairy whore.
it is going to lunge at you.
All right. Well, as a bonus action, I'm going to use my second wind to heal some hit points. It's 5. Go ahead.
Okay. And as you sort of kind of catch your breath, take a moment, you notice the spiders sort of start to lunge at you again. Let's see. Armor class again?
13.
Just barely does not hit. As you were more prepared this time, the teeth sort of it sort of bites in your general direction. You just swiftly dodge to the side, as it is now Bernard's turn.
All right. So since he got flanking, I assume it's flanking with me.
No. Yeah, no, sure.
I am going to use my action and take a shot, put on the sharpshooter.
Absolutely.
20. That is double crits.
Oh, wow.
I think it's
wow.
very safe to say the spider is dead, judging
Yeah.
by the
How do you want to do this? I'll give
Alright.
you
Dude, roll
this
damage.
one.
Roll damage, brother.
Yeah,
My-
yeah.
my
Roll
damage
damage.
is-
Roll damage. It could be
Roll-
like 2.
Hang on. How does Zephyr
Well,
strike?
it's minimum a lot because of the
Advantage.
No, but
sharpshooter.
it's
But I just want
2.
to see the damage. I just want to see
It's
the
not going to
damage.
be much damage because I'm not actually increasing the dice. So Zephyr strike isn't happening right now, so it's only going to be. Matter of fact, it's going to be the same damage as last time, 2d8 plus 13. But apparently, I am not rolling. What? I'm just going to roll it over here. 2d8, and then that's plus 13, so 19 damage.
All right. And how did you want to do this?
He turns around and takes a lunge and I squat down and I lean in, take a deep breath, let her fly, and the arrow comes straight up under the abdomen and knocks him. He juts up a little bit and then falls limp back down to the ground.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, a little bit of splash gets up on our boy back there, Jimson.
All right, and that's exactly what happens.
Yeah.
You sort of start to look around and take a quick breath after that. That's frightful sort of encounter. And as you do, you notice directly to the side, or sort of on the side, there is what seems to be a pretty decent spectacle on the other side of the cave. It seems like there are multiple sort of surfaces on this rock wall. You can see sort of a direct exit to the cave, but The glowing bits of lava is just sort of lighting this plateau, or quite a few plateaus on the side of this rock, where you see multiple different pairs of people pushing a rock against each other. You see these plateaus on the cliffside, directly about 5 feet behind them. They're a very rugged and jagged rock, with bits of dried blood on them. And you note that each of these rocks are sort of starting to, you're kind of wiggling a bit as it seems these individuals are pushing back directly against each other.
This is all happening like over here ish.
Yeah, so somewhere in this right over here.
Okay.
I look over at that, look down at the spider, and then turn, looking up at the other two, my still limp arm kind of slapped against my side. Okay, do all fucking Europeans have secret magic that they're just keeping quiet about from the rest of us, like during the war and shit?
Oh.
What the
Yeah,
fuck?
it's in our school system actually. The Americans wouldn't know much about a quality one of those, but
Yeah.
I don't look very amused. I say, yes. When you get executed for it, then we can talk about the school systems teaching it. Yes.
You got executed for going to school?
Funny American. No, I got executed
I'm
for
confused.
being accused of witchcraft,
Oh.
and apparently the church does not like that.
Wow, that's wild. I feel like the venom from my shoulder is coursing up my neck towards my brain, so I'm going to sit down for a few minutes. DM, can we take? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Drink this. This may help.
Out of character, DM, can we take a short rest before I drink that in case I'm wasting a resource?
If you want to rest, yeah.
You are more than welcome to.
All right.
short rest.
I look at the others. I'm like, we're in a timeless existence of torment and hellfire. I'm sure the devil won't mind if we sit for a few minutes.
No, not at all. Rangers still recover their spell slots on a short rest? God, this sucks.
Okay. And you wait for what seems like quite a bit. And this overwhelming sense of being tired, this overwhelming a sense of just dread looming over you. It sort of starts to get to you as you sit down. This sort of sense that this is real. There is you've heard the stories before. You've heard of the wrath of God, so to speak, and it's here. You do get a short rest, but once you get back up, you seem very sort of shaken. You're very sort of anxious. It doesn't do anything gameplay wise, but
yeah.
Okay.
You know, growing up, I never quite believed in all the hell and heaven and all that shit. Maybe it would have done me some good, but it always seemed pretty convenient to me. And I guess, Occam's razor and all that horse shit.
I was always under the impression I was the good guy, but it does not seem to be the case around here.
Yeah, don't we all fucking think that?
Well, I suppose I might deserve to be here under some standards, but
I'm sure somebody out there disagrees with me at some point or another.
Well, the standards don't always make sense. I think, when I was young, the preacher, before Preacher Tommy, he was caught embezzling money from the church, taken out of the tithing dish, and I don't know, that it struck me as weird. He stayed in his office for another 7 years, but he's a man of God, so he's probably not here. But still, he was stealing from the poor, so one would think.
Maybe we'll see him here. Maybe we've passed him already. You never know.
He could have been in the crowd back there, and you wouldn't even recognize him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess I wouldn't. Let's keep moving.
All right, let's step back up. I'll grab my arrows if that, just to say I wander around and do that at some point. But
I collect my bullets.
I think that's how that works.
All right, let's go look at these boulder pushers.
Yeah, I've been watching these guys, and I feel a whole lot more tired just watching them doing nothing over here.
Yeah.
All right. And as they're about to leave, there is a specific face that just sort of that strikes you out of all of these. There are people just arguing back and forth, and you see this guy's face on one of them.
Which one of us recognizes this particular person?
I recognize this guy, but I'm not sure where from.
It is specifically Jimson who recognizes who this is.
Jimson, the man who died in 1949.
Oh no, I didn't say. Sorry, I didn't say you recognized it. It's just a face among them.
Okay.
You just kind of look at and just kind of
That guy looks like a fucking prick. He looks like a wannabe dragon. He looks like he abuses the working class or something like that. Fuck that guy.
Yeah.
Going ham on him.
I'm just gonna fire a shot. It doesn't matter if it hits. I just want to scare the poor fuck.
Turns out to be the devil himself.
As you shoot a shot directly behind him, you see that some of the rock face burst a bit. He just kind of looks over for a second, then continues back to what he was doing.
Hey, you stupid shit! Why don't you work for a day in your life?
Damn, going ham on this man. You know it?
No, he just gives me a sort of vibe.
Okay. And you sort of continue onward throughout the cave, and what you're met with is this light that was sort of off in the distance. You start to notice that it's like a lot higher than what you thought it was at first. And as you're walking forward, you start to realize why. There's this very, very large cliff face heading directly up. It seems you're in this sort of type of chasm. And this cliff face goes up for about 100 feet with a few different steps in between this sort of very rugged and stoned carapace of it. Just kind of goes up for what seems for like a while.
Well,
Well,
how long's that fancy rope of yours?
Not that long.
could we get from ledge to ledge here with it? And I kind of am pointing out like these ledges right here. Like maybe you could stick it up here, then we could go from there to here. Is that possible, or?
No, it needs something to tie upon. If we have nothing to tie upon, then there's nothing really to do. I mean,
Well,
if there was a crevice I could knot and then put it in,
Well,
that would be
Tell
one
you
thing.
what, I'm all right at climbing. I'm a pretty acrobatic fella. I might be able to get up to one of these ledges here, take your rope and haul it down, and then we can get y'all up.
you think you can make it up a sheer cliff face?
I can give it a shot.
After all, what's the worst that could happen? Weren't we already in hell?
I'd fall down and die and come back here, make the walk.
That's a good point. I just kind of hand my flask over to him for a nip.
Some of that liquid courage in me and take a nice swig. Hand her back. All right.
I actually, as a precaution, I say, let me cast something upon you. It's only beneficial, but it should keep you from falling to your death, if you do not mind.
Appreciate it. It'd be real nice.
I cast Featherfall on Homeboy and give him the other end of the rope.
Let's go.
Featherfall works as a reaction and only if someone is actively falling.
Oh, okay. I said, well,
But you could just like wait, and if I start falling, you'd have it. So
yeah. Featherfall is a range, right?
60
It
feet.
does.
So if he falls into your range, you can shoot.
Perfect. Okay.
yeah, but if I'm using the rope, I wouldn't be out of the range anyways, because isn't the rope's range 60 feet?
That's true.
Correct.
So, all right. So I'm gonna try and acrobatically make my way from place to place. I'm gonna we're down here. I'm gonna try and get up to like here. Then I'll go from there to here, from there to here, and so on and so forth. And every time I'll like send the rope down and send it to my friends and bring them up.
Okay, gotcha. As you're climbing up and you're starting to make this sort of journey going up, as you're looking up, you start to notice I'd say about 500 feet above you, there seems to be sort of small rocks that are slowly getting larger as they sort of tumble down. And slightly above them, you see that there are sort of broken, tarnished, and tattered spider webs just sort of swaying in the vented heat as these rocks are sort of crushing down directly past them.
Rocks like coming at me.
Yes.
I would
so-
like to drop back down. I'm not sitting in the middle of these rocks.
Okay. You just go
Yeah.
just directly back down to the ground.
Yeah. If rocks are falling, I don't want to be underneath them. We'll wait
Yeah,
and see what
that's
they
fair.
do.
Okay. They sort of start to clatter down, and you can see some of the sides of the cliff face are sort of starting to break and tremble a bit. But seemingly after a little bit, there is no reprieve from the rocks. And as you look over to the side a bit, you actually see these odd tombs, these sort of large concrete or marble or granite tombs just housing these large cascades of fire directly in front of them. Okay. And Jimson's laptop died, so I'll just keep describing this for a bit. You see these, there seems to be people in there, and you hear just tattered screams of agony and burning as they're saying, "This isn't real. He's not real. It's not. It can't be."
Yeah, I'm gonna point up at the cliff and say, well, this cliff is about to fall apart,
Give
and
me
I no longer feel safe on it.
1 second. Someone was just screaming at my house. Make sure it's cool. Sorry.
Yeah.
That was me.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this cliff is beginning to fall apart, and I no longer feel safe on it.
You can tell that though I said the rocks are sort of starting to like diminish it a little bit. It does still seem it seems like all the platforms are sort of still intact.
I will say, and I don't want to discount your feelings of safety, but as you said yourself, we are in hell already.
Fair point.
Oh,
And
no.
yeah, I just go back along the original plan and start climbing my way back up.
Okay. So go
I'll
ahead
warn
and-
you if there's one that looks like it's going to crush your head. No, keep on.
Appreciate it.
Okay.
Do you just steal my accent?
You stole my real life accent, Jackson. Shut up. All right, yeah, I head on up and I get going.
All right. Go ahead and make me an acrobatics check as you're sort of scaling this cliff face.
As you do. Yeah, 19.
All right. And as you're sort of leaping from platform to platform, I will say these rocks are sort of coming at you. You can either make just a flat dexterity saving throw to deal with them, or if you want to make a wisdom check with advantage, with Jimson sort of helping call out where some of the rocks are to sort of narrowly avoid them.
A wisdom check with advantage
Yeah,
versus a dex saving throw.
Yes.
Okay, I'll take the wisdom with advantage as I'm climbing, and I'm more trusting him than I am myself. 2d20. Oh God, that's a 6.
Okay. So as you're sort of jumping from rock to rock, and as you're getting up to there, you narrowly reach the top, and as you do, this sort of some of the few boulders that you've dodged along the way, one of them just sort of directly
Look out your
crashes
left.
into your side as you're on as you're sort of on the ground, and it hits you directly sort of in the stomach as you take 3 bludgeoning
That
damage as it
was
sort of
not my
blows past
left.
you.
That was my center. I do what?
Take 3 points of bludgeoning damage as it sort of crashes into your side.
All right.
Well, it was your left, and then you moved to your left, and then it became your center.
I'm moving the whole time, dude. All right.
That's fair.
I mean, can I try again? Is there something stopping me from going again, or?
Oh, you're halfway up. Sorry,
Sweet.
I did say that. You kind of narrowly made it to the top when this boulder crashed into your side.
Gotcha. I will. I'll lower down the rope towards my friends. I'll shout down. Hey, Evanora, how do I use this thing again?
Oh, the rope?
Yeah, I'm kind of just like dangling it. Not really sure what to do.
Well, it'll only tie itself to things that you command it to. So say, and then I say, Eladraden, and tell it to tie itself to a point that you want.
All right, I'll look around. Is there like I don't see it on the map, but is there like a rock somewhere that's solid that I could tie it to?
Make an investigation or perception check for me.
Investigation or perception. We'll make perception, which is /roll 17.
All right, and seemingly enough, you find this sort of pointed stalagmite popping out of part of this plateau just around that area. And it seems stable enough to tie to.
All right. I'll look at the rope and I go, Eleonora, tie to that. I kind of like throw it at it. I guess it works. I don't know. And
you throw it and it starts levitating that direction. Yep.
No,
All right, so I just sort of
And then it'll tie a firm knot.
denote that.
Tie it firmly.
cool. And once it's tied, it's up to my B rows.
Excellent. Cool. I guess I start climbing.
Okay. So you can go ahead and make a athletics or constitution check. Athletics if you're just sort of hurrying up, or constitution if you're just sort of taking your time and just being sort of resilient is what I'll say.
I'm making that con check. I'm a slow and steady. Ooh, that's a 7.
Okay. You're climbing. Do it with advantage because you do have the rope. I meant to do that.
All right. All right, there we go.
All right, much better. As you're sort of climbing up the rope, you're just taking your breath steadily. You're just getting your footholds on each individual rock as you go up, and you eventually do make it up there.
Cool. Ugh. I've never been one for manual labor or adventuring, so to speak, like this. I preferred my. Oh wait, I look over. Oh, I thought you were asleep. Actually, I was so confused.
What?
What?
Oh, talking to a roommate.
Yeah, sorry. no.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm tired, man. But I'm not that
Um,
tired. Come on.
yeah. Then I hop up there. So there I am. Travel on up, friend. I yell down to Jim
Oh,
Supercrank.
all right. I had averted my eyes because I don't know if Evanor was wearing a skirt or anything of that sort, so I was not wanting to look at the
It's
saggy
like a
40-year-old
big
lady.
billowy dress, and I'm wearing like
Disgusting.
barber
Kind of
underneath
saggy.
it.
Bro, 40's not that old. What?
For
I look-
any time period before the 60s, 40 was basically
Yeah, 40 was
ancient.
pretty ancient.
I guess, yeah.
Right. It was con check for
slow and steady.
All right.
Yes.
Yeah.
With advantage
Nice.
for rope.
Yeah, with advantage.
With advantage.
Yo, this rope coming in clutch.
Fucking go.
All right. And you as well, you're just taking your time, just feeling for each individual rock along the way, and you eventually make it up.
All right. I guess nothing to it but to do it. I repeat the same process. I untie the rope, grab it, put it in my back pocket or tie it around my waist or whatever I'm doing, and start making my way the rest. Well, actually,
Making my way.
I guess since we're on this little path right here, I can see there's like a little path. If I look like left and right, is there anything going on, or is it just more cliff?
There are actually more tombs along this cliff with more of the people burning. And I did forget to mention the boulders sort of barreling down as you were climbing, so we'll just forget about it this time.
I'm just gonna kind of, as he's doing his thing, I'm just gonna kind of, Evanor, can you watch for the boulders? I'm just gonna kind of go over and look at the people burning, not fuck with them, just kind of see what's happening with them.
I'll watch. I'm not sure it will do much good.
I'm gonna
I'll
use
let
the
you know
bathroom
if I
while
see
y'all are doing that.
anything.
I'll be back.
And Jackson, did you hear my depiction of them, or
My laptop died, so no.
Yeah, so I'll sort of repeat it again. Basically, there are tombs just open, and you can see sort of charred bits of flesh sort of poking out of them, and all of these screams are sort of manic and horrifying. But the main one you hear is, "It's not real. It's not real. He's not real. Never, never."
Looks pretty real. Okay, go back over to the climbing section. All right. Well, the fuck is happening outside? Yeah.
And I will
guess
say,
let's
you
keep
guys
going.
are halfway there. If you get up this little part of the cliff face, you'll get the rest of the way.
Oh, I thought it was 500 feet.
No, I said it was 100 feet. The ceiling is like 5 feet.
Okay, Jesus, I thought we had to do this 9 more times.
No,
God.
I wouldn't.
All right.
No, this is hell.
This is hell.
This is
That would be
literally hell.
actual hell. All right.
D&D
let's do it
Dark
again.
Souls. All right.
Dark Souls.
I'll go ahead and roll my. It's wisdom with advantage or acrobatic. Someone's watching my back, right?
Yeah.
All right.
For dodging the rocks, yes, but you get acrobatics for to make it up the cliff face.
Yeah, I think I'd rather take wisdom with advantage. So I'm gonna dodge the rocks and listen to my friends on the ground.
Yep. So first, just make the acrobatics check as you're climbing this cliff face.
Yeah, it's both.
Oh, it's both. Oh, okay.
Yeah, you do have to do both.
Acrobatics check. That's a 21.
Nice.
Okay, sounds good. As you're narrowly or nimbly vaulting from plateau to plateau along this cliff face.
And then that is a 14 on.
You said a 14?
Yep.
Okay. And this time, Jimson's just like, no, your other left. And you this time you know exactly what he means as you're sort of narrowly dodging out of the way. And you make it up the rest of the way without any issue. And you do see that there's a bit more visible of a crag to sort of, or a stalagmite to tie the rope to, if you want to go ahead with that again.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll just say the rope sort of snakes up towards you. Go ahead and if you guys are gonna climb up.
16.
All right, I gotta roll for Dex and Con.
No, so you have to roll Constitution or Athletics.
Okay. Yeah, I made the con check.
All right. And again, you guys are just taking your time with the help of Bernard. You along this cliff face. Actually, go ahead and make wisdom checks because you almost got me there. I almost forgot again. You guys are getting pelted with rocks.
We're gonna watch for each other. Does that give us
True.
Yeah.
advantage?
So yeah, you can go ahead and do just a flat wisdom check with advantage.
It's 19.
Okay. You are able to sort of swing the rope from side to side as these rocks are sort of coming towards you, and you're just slowly making your way up. Evanor?
Think of my way.
All right, time for my roll. 20, whoop. Nice. Oh, I have to roll
Alright.
advantage, right? Right, yeah.
If you got a 20, it really wouldn't have mattered what you
No,
do it better.
It's
Man.
very important, actually.
It is very important. I
You
like
say roll twice, I roll twice. Why are you booing me? What's wrong?
because
Why
I'm
are you
right.
booing me? I'm right.
Yep, and you make it up this cliff face easily enough. Again, just kind of watching out for each other's backs and just keeping things going. And once you make it to the top of the cliff face, you see a bit of an entrance to the first real cave you've seen this entire place. You see it sort of the sort of cliff face around you, with the jagged stones and the sort of dusty the dusty surface to it just sort of goes into this one singular dark cove inside that has a sort of light shining inside of it to some degree.
Well, since there's no more people burning around us, at this point, I feel like a broken record, but light over there, may as well move towards it.
All right.
That's my thought process.
Yeah. Let's keep going.
All right, we keep heading out, I suppose.
Mm-hmm. As you walk into this cove, the air around you sort of starts to be a bit less warm, but there's this entirely new feeling to you. You feel this very sort of You feel almost like slimy to a degree just walking in here. As you walk forward, I would like to mention this is not water; it is actually tar that you're directly looking at. You see, as you walk forward, there's a sort of sand base directly in front of you. It's very firm, but your feet do sink in just a little bit as you're walking forward, and you see these sort of large arching walls over only about a 10-foot high ceiling. And this area is just completely surrounded and covered in tar. As you sort of inspect the tar just a little bit forward, you sort of start to see faces and just body parts just shooting out of the tar, but never actually breaching the surface and immediately going back in as soon as they were. And you could hear very subtle as you're in this cave, and directly in front of you, you see a very sort of ornate wooden boat. You see directly at the head of it, there is a sort of small angelic symbol to it, and there's a person in there just sort of scrubbing it down just a little bit in a very uh, in a very flowing black cloak that's kind of tattered towards the end.
Hmm.
Hmm.
I am hesitant to approach this individual.
I mean, nothing else going on.
Yes,
Um,
yes, but I haven't seen any other. I haven't seen any other people besides us, I suppose, that have been doing anything other than
Well,
wailing and being damned.
well, that's exactly it. I'm pretty sure the people that, besides us, that have been doing this exact same thing are the people on fire and the people pushing the boulder and the people whose body parts are out there.
Hmm.
why are
They
we
just
there?
got. Well, we don't know that we are yet. We could very well end up as those body parts out there.
Ugh.
Real quick, I would like to kind of, I don't know if this is just the map or if this is in your notes as well, but I kind of want to look at where these footprints that are kind of veering off the beaten path are going, see if there's anything over there.
There really aren't too many meaningful footprints.
Gotcha.
I could appreciate it. It was just part of the map.
Gotcha. All right. Well, I guess the only thing to do is talk to the spooky boat man.
Hmm.
Spooky boatman.
I guess we walk up, yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I'll let somebody
So
else take the lead on that one.
I say,
so as you walk over, if you want to say something.
I say, hello. I'm assuming you are the ferryman?
Yes. What are your names?
Evanora of Green Cove.
Do you need a glass of water, sir?
I have no use for it. Not that
I meant for the raspiness.
any
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, water's usually pretty good for the throat, man. I think it might help you out a bit.
Sorry, I got distracted. Yeah.
Oh. My jurisdiction is not normally in this area. I am cleaning the boat on my off times. I keep this as a means of transport.
Oh, so you're like, so this is like a job, and this is hanging out here is your hobby. I'm, I guess, confused.
Well, I am a ferryman. You can.
I guess I don't understand the infrastructure of Hale.
And where else
Where does your boat go?
could we go somewhere?
I clean this boat for you. I am the ferryman of
the Styx itself.
Hmm.
Is that what this is? The River Styx?
No. This is the tar pits for which the
Here, let me just remember exactly who is here.
for
This is the River
those
Styx.
who do not enjoy their freedom. They settle on their gloom, their distaste of life. And
Hmm.
now they'll never enjoy their freedom again.
What? So the people in the water are the people that lost their freedom? Or the tar.
Tar,
Yeah.
they didn't lose their freedom. In life, they chose not to use it.
So they're in the tar because in life they didn't use their freedom.
They never enjoyed the freedom they have, so now they'll never have the chance again.
Hmm.
Uh,
Tragic. It's
so
true, though.
why are you here if you work at the River Styx instead of the River Pits?
It was an off time.
It's his hobby.
I keep the boats clean for anyone who uses them.
Like you. How'd you get here? Is there another? I look around. Is there another boat?
No, I traverse freely through this plain
So what's the point of the boat then?
for
So-
everyone else.
So I don't mean to continue being too inquisitive, but seeing as I am a new denizen of hell, I don't quite understand the infrastructure. So they're there because they conformed, didn't use their freedom. But what do you happen to know what the fate of us is? What's our personal torture is? Our torture, I don't know, what is it?
I am not as familiar. I haven't seen your specific type of torture before.
Hmm. Interesting.
You may be free spirits among this plain, for all I know.
Okay.
But I know one thing for certain. There are no mistakes down here.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Well then, if this is true, could you take us upward?
I have no reason to.
Unless you'd
Hmm.
like to roll a persuasion check, if that's what you were.
Well, perhaps we can. You said you tidy up the boat. Maybe we can help you. I mean, I was a mechanic back in the not here world. Maybe I can. I have plenty of experience with tar and oil and all that type of shit. Maybe I can help you clean her.
I also might have something that could help with the cleaning, so to speak. After all, tar is a hard and nasty thing to.
I got a bit of a fishing background myself, so
Also, I'm just very concerned about your throat, sir. I kind of hand him the flask of whiskey. Should
He takes a
loosen her up
sniff
little
of
bit.
it and tosses it in the tar pit.
You.
No. Roll initiative.
Alright.
Roll.
We're taking the boat, boys. Does the boat have paddles, or is it just like a weird, spooky, floaty boat?
The boat definitely does have paddles to it.
Okay, we're kick his ass. We're gonna kick his ass.
Cool.
That's annoying. Our one source of comfort.
Uh,
Oh,
okay.
I died.
But yeah, how does he? How I kind of hold in my temper, and and so what's his response about us? Helping clean, becoming his crew.
I will say,
Come to Pirates of Hell.
it was kind of like an odd, like persuasion. He does seem kind of interested in what you're saying. Just roll me a flat persuasion check, one of you.
Who has advantage because all three of us are pitching in?
I will say, you would have had disadvantage otherwise.
Someone make that check.
All right, I'll
Don't
do
be
it. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Yeah.
13.
I agree. Your plight is odd. I'll take you across to meet with him.
All right, I suppose the next logical question here is who's him?
He with above all.
God?
Yes.
I thought God lived in heaven. This is definitely not heaven.
Well, he oversees this domain as well.
And
So-
That must be a hell of a commute.
Right. Yes. Let us clean. Help us.
you see the cloaked figure. He introduced himself as Charon.
Okay.
Kind of looks to you. You see his shoulders kind of like bob up and down a little bit.
Okay.
You
I
see
have to
his head
take
kinda,
my
like,
dog
go
out
back a
real
little
quick.
bit. And he just kind of hovers over the tar pit a little bit, grabs your flask, and gives it back to you.
Oh, thank
Oh,
God.
I
Let's forget.
I take an extra like rag I have and a sock and kind of just get the tar as best I can.
All right.
Okay. So you get in the boat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Drag along Evanora, who suddenly went catatonic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cameron, how long could you keep doing that voice? Be honest with us.
I could have done it all day. I was
Cameron,
kinda-
me and Nick were whispering messages to each other about how long we can make you do that voice before your throat collapses. So we were asking dumb.
it was a
questions.
whole 15 minutes, by the way.
Nice.
Yeah.
New record.
But honestly, it really wasn't that hard to do. Anywho,
And he won't do it again.
No.
No.
so you kind of file into the boat and you see I
What's
think
your
I
name again? Karen?
Charon.
Karen, okay.
and I think I mentioned the sticks before. I'm pretty sure I heard that from Dante's Inferno, but I want to make sure because okay, yeah. So it is the sticks. I just won't have to revise that later. So he starts to take you across this sort of blacky tar pit, and you can see as you sort of shove off, you're actually sort of hovering a bit above the tar, and he's sort of just kind of paddling through the air. As you look below, you hear more people struggling to breathe, struggling to break free from this tar, but to no avail. And as you look over to the right, you see an alcove in this sort of large cave structure. You see what appears to be, or you hear what appears to be visceral shouting and just guttural screams as these humanoid figures just sort of are in this large sort of mud bath, just taking up piles of mud and throwing them at each other, just very aggressively and very chaotically. They are constantly berating each other with insults. They're constantly tackling each other through the mud while throwing it at them. It's
So, Karen, what's their deal?
Those are the wrathful. They flood mud in life. They fling mud in death.
So Satan has a bit of a poetic side, I guess.
You could say that, or you could say this was always their fate.
I guess. I don't know. It just seems like the infrastructure here seems pretty cut and paste. I mean, people have their role. You would think that God could have maybe given people some role and some structure up above, and maybe they wouldn't end up here. But it's not for me to say. I'm here in hell with you.
I think we're about to go meet God. I don't know if we should be questioning him right this second, but we'll do that
Yes.
once we figure out what's going on.
I have no interest in arguing with
What's the worst that's going to
structure I
happen?
don't
Are we going to
agree
get
with.
sent to hell?
Yes, actually, yeah.
um,
I would
And-
prefer to charm our way out rather than to dig my way out if we can.
and
I mean, you heard Karen. There's no mistakes here.
Evanora,
Well,
I had mentioned there were people. There was this
Flinging
large sort
mud.
of mud pool where people were flinging mud at each other just aggressively. Did you hear all of that?
Yeah, I heard that much. Yeah.
Okay. And you notice as you sort of look over, you kind of feel a light sort of weight in your pocket as you're crossing across this sort of pit of tar. And as you do, you kind of put your hand in your pocket and you pull out just a bit of mud, seemingly. It washes away almost as soon as you put it there, but you put your hand back at your side, you feel for the mud in your pocket, and it's gone.
Oh, thank God. I wouldn't
Um,
want to be cursed like that, that's for sure.
And it takes a moment. You're trudging through these sort of bodies of people in this tar pit, but as you pass across, you get to the other side. And Charon looks at you for a moment, and then he looks at the boat expectantly. Expectantly as he looks at some of the tar spots on there.
Oh, yeah.
He looks back
Yeah.
at you and then just sort of gestures towards them very slowly.
Do you
Yes,
have like
yes.
rags or things to chip it with?
He you see he takes part of his cloak and just sort of rips it off and then hands it to you.
Yeah.
Can be used to wipe.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's get to work.
You worked
Everybody
with you worked with boats and machinery in the past. What would be the most efficient way to get tar off? Maybe some sort of oil,
Some sort
perhaps.
oil, maybe some sort of isopropyl alcohol.
Lacquer thinner.
I was thinner. Yeah.
You
I,
have elbow grease.
Yes, I have something better. Then I whip out a jug from my bag.
And
And
you use mayonnaise on.
That's not
Actually,
an instrument, dumbass.
I use oil. There's oil. So we rub it with oil.
Yeah, the oil from the mayonnaise you're using.
Yeah.
Oil.
I mean, I guess that would work.
Oil. Sorry, go ahead.
This boat's made of wood, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Just want to make
Thanks,
sure.
Karen. All right. Yeah. Let's get to scrubbing.
Yeah, so
Scrubbing
I have
bubbles.
the jug of alchemy, and I pour us like a good quart of oil to use essentially.
Hey, Karen, what's I should have asked earlier. What's the name of your vessel?
It has no name.
Oh, you got to name your boat, man.
A means of transportation.
I mean, maybe I'm stereotyping, but down in hell, it seems like you don't have much in the way of necessarily personal belongings. So I feel like naming your vessel would give it a sort of comforting feel. Maybe you should think some on that.
Comfort in hell. How ironic.
You guys talk a lot.
Yeah, you could name it the Tender Loving Karen.
I get back to scrubbing.
You see Charon does another one of those like shoulder shrugs real quick. He tilts his head back a bit.
Oh,
And then he looks at the work you did on the ship and then hands you a small coin.
Hell yeah!
Nice.
Thank you.
+1 hell currency.
This has no meaning for you, but take it as a token.
Of
Me.
Oh. All right.
alrighty then.
Yeah, put that in my inventory. A token of Karen.
All right. I guess I'll just get the elbow grease going and we'll clean out the boat for a little while.
Yeah, you go ahead and
Double
just
time.
make sleight of hand checks all around.
All right. That's gonna be.
That's an 8.
That's a good fail 4.
Jesus, we do a bad job except for Evanora. Wait, do we have advantage because Evanora gave us oil?
Yeah.
No, because it would have been disadvantaged because it's tar.
That's
Um,
fair.
So Charon kind of looks to you guys as you're
Suck.
just kind of like slapping the boat real hard with the cloth.
Okay,
And
Karen.
he's just like,
No.
You're not doing it right.
I look
Karen.
over at Jimson at one point. I'm like, no. If you do that, you'll smear it. You gotta dab.
Look, it is ageless millennia's worth of tar. I don't know how much it's actually gonna come off.
I'm trying hard, but it's not doing it. Like I'm scrubbing,
It's
but it just gets
dried,
worse.
like-
It just gets worse.
You would think in the heat and the constant submersion, it would still be moist, but it's dried.
Charon gets in the boat and starts taking it back across without you.
Wait, back? We're going back? What?
No, without you. You were on the other side.
Oh, okay.
Thanks, Karen.
Good one, Karen. Well, that was interesting.
That was my favorite part of all this by far.
Even in hell, there can be a little fun here and there.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, let's keep going.
Yeah, let's I guess we'll just keep going.
Okay. I'm gonna take just a second to use the restroom. If you guys want to do the same, get something
Yeah.
to drink.
Yeah,
I will say, Cameron, just because I've been thinking about it this whole time, maybe you should just double check OBS to make sure it's still going.
Yeah, Zoom is still going. I might honestly just kind of stop and check the recording and then just make another one.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could end the session, have 2 separate recordings. This thing's gonna take forever to render.
Yeah, I'm gonna make it a YouTube video as well as the thing.
Yeah.
Mm.
All right.